Yo, hello, hello, beautiful people. What is going on? Wow. I mean, fancy seeing you here. People were saying, oh, he's not going to be early. He's not going to be on time. He's going to be late. Here I am, early. You can thank Jody P for that. I see people are in here talking about all sorts of things, saying hi. I like when the highs get out of the way before the stream. That's good. It's good. How many? I see Bougie. What's up, Bougie? Pooh, Jody, Jesse, all the lurkers, couple of fish. Uh, I'm excited. I'm excited about the stream today. You know, when I first started doing the streams, one of the things that I really wanted to do was to do more, and I'll get the chat on the. Oh, the chat is on the stream. Perfect. Yeah, you guys never bet against tanks, man. It's tanks. I can't believe you thought I'd be late. I'm excited because when I first started doing the live streams, I wanted to do more like, I don't know, I want to say fish journalism, but I wanted to do more like talking about current events, stuff going on. It's just kind of hard. Like, it's not like, you know, I'm not super sciencey. It's not like I can break into every research paper and make that listenable and stuff. But today, I actually have some things to talk about. I have some things to talk about. Jody said, I said you'd be on time. Well, I mean, Radita said I'm gonna miss most of this. It's fine. And I got four Congo spotted puffers, and we will look at them on stream with the camera at some point. I was gonna have that up already, but you know, I did. So let me just overview of the main things I want to talk about besides the usual. I do have fish chores to do, so we'll get to that. What's up, Uncle Smiley, Cheryl, of course, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. But yes, of course, the Congo spotted puffers I got from Jesse, Just One More Fish. I went and toured the place. I got over 3 hours of footage, not counting slow-mo. It was fantastic. I hope a good video comes out of it. I haven't tried to do a fish room tour video yet. It's my first one. I think it'll be good. We had a good talk. It was great hanging out with Jesse. Um, and I feel like I learned a lot. And my approach to it, I didn't want to like necessarily focus on asking every single question about everything, because it's like you gotta leave some mystery. Go subscribe to Just One More Fish, by the way. I think he's trying to get to 500 subscribers. But yeah. Anyways, you guys will see. I might show some stills, but I don't want to preview it too much. You're just gonna have to wait until I finish editing the video like a year from now. But I started on it this morning, so Jesse said if it's bad, you'll just have to come back. That's true. I might just have to. Um, so definitely talk about that some. Uh, I was stopped by Scotty's stream the other day and was talking about Keystone Clash Volunteer opportunity. So I actually wanted to go over that and see if there's anything myself or any of you would want to volunteer for. I was kind of looking at the judging boot camp. I'm not gonna lie, sounded pretty cool. I did say I think there should be an auctioneer boot camp, but maybe that's gonna have to be a club thing. I'm gonna have to get some experience somewhere. And then I'll probably start with this just because it's the thing Nick set up the fish show. I do want to go over the fish show rules too. So some Keystone Clash event stuff. It's approaching. It is approaching. It's getting close. When it comes to traveling an event that big, it feels like a month or two are far away. But I mean, it requires a lot of planning to just attend, much less run it. So there's plenty to go over there. But I got myself all worked up. I was doing my pre-stream bath, okay? Because I was streaming late and I didn't feel like taking a bath late. I was doing my pre-stream bath, and I noticed recently, and I mentioned this, there have been some changes on the Dan's Fish website. And we've been commenting on stream about this for months. For months. Well, not however long it's been, like April or something. But yeah, I took like an hour-long bath before the stream, and while I was doing that, I was like, let me see if anyone has captured Dan's fish on what's it called? on the Wayback Machine, bro, they have they have done some horrible changes to the site, and it took me so down far a rabbit hole. Like, let me tell you, this just looking the removal of the Latin names, and let me pull it up so you can hear what I'm talking about. That took me down a whole rabbit hole where I'm like, yo, the moment I saw that Corey was getting involved with Dan's Fish, I said, this is going to be bad. Corey knows nothing about shipping fish. He doesn't understand Dan's business. All he has done on stream for years is complain that shipping fish is too hard and not worth the effort. How the hell is he going to consult them in scaling up a fish shipping business? That's what I said. And, I'm generally pretty critical, but people are always just being a hater, just being a hater. Guys, I'm worried. I'm worried about Dan's Fish. He likes to marinate in his thoughts. Yes, I do like to marinate in my thoughts in the bathtub. I do. Bare Bottom Brian said, I suppose I'll stop then. Yes, yes. So let me pull this up, and I was conflicted about even revealing my methods because last time I talked about a company on here and revealed my methods, which was Aquarium Co-op. They went through the effort of requesting their information removed from the website that I use. But I think the Wayback Machine is probably safe, so I think we'll be fine. Nick will probably bash my soul at some. Why am I gonna bash your soul, Brandon? What are you talking about? Okay, let me get this set up and let's take a look at what I'm talking about here. Futu said, "In my tanks is always defending Corey from my sass, and now he's going off on him." Yeah, man, because I'm a fan. I only talk about people I pay attention to because I'm obviously a fan. So always got to keep that in mind. And that being said, all this is speculative and from the outside. But you're just gonna have to bear with me. The this is the question. I have a question that I want answered. All right. And by the end of this topic, you'll understand how I got to that question. This is the question. Is Johnny going to the Clash? Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, we'll get to it by the end. But all throughout going through the Wayback Machine on the site has taken me to that question. All right. So let's get into it. Jesse said you're supposed to. Bare Bottom Branton said, yeah, what happened to Johnny? I have a theory, and we're gonna see if we can figure out what happened to Johnny as we go along here together. But I have a feeling that things have changed. So, Wayback Machine, I'm gonna pull that up. I'm gonna look at Dan's Fish's website. If you haven't gone there a lot in the past, one of the best parts to me, which I've talked about on stream before of going to it, is I like checking out the new fish. In this top left corner, used to be new fish. Now it's, choose your perfect pets, buy now. If you go there, it is now the most popular. It's sorted by most popular instead of most recent. So that's a change I already had been complaining about. Corey got in there. I knew this kind of stuff was going to happen to the website. Kind of missing the spirit of Dan's Fish. People like niche fish. People like to go and check just to see what's coming. But it's not the biggest deal. I'm probably like the minority. They're trying to sell to more people. That's fine. All right. The next change, which I don't even know why it was necessary. They removed the Latin names from the browse page. So right here used to be Latin names of each of the fish. Now they're still there when you click in, but if you're like me and you're trying to look up like every single fish on the website, it's extremely annoying to have to click in to every single one in order to just find the Latin name for the fish. It didn't even take up that much space before. But another reason I say this is showing just missing the whole spirit of Dan's Fish is he's like the super fish nerd. He's going live on stream talking about all these rare fish. And it's like, let's be scientifically accurate, let's be this, let's be that. And this is what it looked like before. So you can see corridors, the status. Like it just used to be there in small text. So it just doesn't even make any sense why you go through the effort to remove that. Because it didn't even take up really much space at all anyway. But it is like pretty annoying. And like, I'm sorry, what are you gonna do? Like, I'm sure the killifish still have the Latin names because they don't have common names. It just doesn't really make much sense to me. So, a couple of fish that I didn't know the browse fish was a thing. I used the family group selection to check Dan's. Perfect. That's the next thing I have to complain about. So besides the fact Latin names not being on the front here, really annoying, especially like something like loaches, where every single new loach is like purple, sailfin, rainbow, spleened loach. Like, get that out of here. I need the Latin name. I'm going on here to look up several things. Whatever. Another thing, though, speaking of the family search, and let me pull up the Wayback Machine for Dan's fish as well here. They have decimated the categories. So before, if you went here to like air breather cichlids and stuff, they had all the sub categories underneath. And again, this is all kind of nitpicking and stuff. I understand. Like, I'm not expecting everyone to be using sites the same as me, be bothered by the same things, my opinion. But it was really helpful how they were broken up. I'm gonna pull up what it looked like before from the Wayback Machine in 1 second. But they've now simplified it. They've removed the Latin names, and now they've removed all the subcategories underneath the family search. So before, you'll see here, air breathers that have non-betas, wild type betas, cichlids. Bro, it's very useful to have cichlids sorted by West, South American, New World, whatever. We talked about that on the stream before. Like, it's pretty helpful. These have these subcategories and stuff like catfish, bro. Like, how that? Can you please do it at least for catfish? Like, what if I'm looking for a quarry? I got to go through like plecos and $300 L name plecos. Like, bro, it doesn't make any sense. And again, it is increased how much this doesn't make sense because of the whole branding and kind of image Dance Fish is portrayed, right? This is like where you go, they got the fish doctors, they're trying to make sure things are identified correctly, like they want to, bro, you're cutting out. Am I cutting out? Let me check. It's just I'm too passionate. So all the sounds start going. Whatever. All right. Brandon, until someone else says something, I'm gonna assume your internet is terrible. But that's besides the point. Um, right. So this is the place that's like expert. They identify things correctly. They got the fish. They're doing it the right way, telling, educating, people. And it's almost like they started achieving their goal of improving the industry. And then as soon as everyone else started doing some of the same stuff they're doing, more local fish stores treating fish, more online retailers advertising they treat fish and hold them for 3 weeks or whatever. It's like they reverted. Like, we've gone from this. So this is the Wayback Machine. So we got categories, inverts. Why do I have to scroll through shit snails if I'm looking for shrimp? It doesn't make any sense. I don't want, like, it saves a lot of time. And, the newest listings were here. But here's another thing. This is in April, okay? April 4th. And the month of April, Chris said, I had a little buffering. All right. I'll keep an eye on that. It is raining, so could be the rain. My thing says my connection is strong, but I'll lower my bitrate just in case. Everyone's still saying hello anyway. I mean, I'm just yapping. Let's be honest. I'm just yapping. But I'll change my bitrate to 5,000 and see if that helps. But okay. So I was kind of curious about what may be going on here. And yeah, so we have the Latin name removal. We have the dumbing down of the categories, which I think is not even just like a niche thing. I think it's legit just like it's just bad. I don't know why you would take, inverts. And again, these things don't take up that much space. So it's almost like when someone is trying to just come up with ideas to make a change to justify their job, like that's kind of, these changes give that exact vibe because there's nothing wrong with this. Having the Latin names there is useful. It's small enough. It doesn't take up that much space to where it's going to bother anyone that doesn't care about it, but the people that care about it is very useful. Having the categories here is useful. I don't think it really bothers people that much that don't care about that kind of thing. So it just kind of feels like someone making changes to like justify their position. So that leads me to one more thing, which is it just kind of feels like we've been talking about, it just kind of feels like there's more like species, uh, less variety of species and stuff. And then there's like some, okay, the pictures getting updated, like maybe stuff's getting listed. I watched their, um, I watched the stream that Dan did of the warehouse tour, and I'm like, how many species of fish do I think they should have listed right now based on the amount of tanks that they have?
She takes the
So in this warehouse tour, let's see, is there a transcript up of this? Show transcript. Do, 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 do. So I'm just curious if they say in here how many tanks that they have, because I thought I had looked that up, but maybe I didn't write it down. Well, I'm sure they have over 300, 400 tanks. You know what I mean? And I don't have a YouTube Premium on here. They have just under 500 tanks. All right. So they have just under 500 tanks. So we go to Dan's Fish. I have it for 100 items per page. Okay. And we go to page 2, and we run out about halfway. So let's see. 1, 5, 9, 13, 17, 21, 25, 29, 33, 37, 41, 45, 49, 53 to 57, 61, 65, bro, my brain. And 100, okay, so like 169 species listed, just under 500 tanks. Maybe you have the you have the quarantine period and stuff, but considering how much of it is like just kind of the basic things, I don't know. So I'm looking at all this stuff. I think I can attribute a lot of this to just bringing in someone that's supposed to be giving ideas. Jody said, "Oh, hey, we're gonna talk about how we so against sales and how he does them constantly." Yeah, yeah. Dan was super against sales. Then there was a bunch of sales to clear space. Um, and again, the reason that Dan would get more critiques for most of the stuff than anyone else is because one of the things that sets Dan's Fish apart is they have a really admirable mission that I think most of us here is why we like Dan. And there's a lot of moral reasoning behind the things they do. And one of the reasons he said he didn't do sales is because of, people buying stuff just because it's on sale, even if they're not really ready to take care of it, whatnot, stuff like that. Um, so audio is still a little choppy. It might just be me. All right, I'm switching my microphone. Tell me if this is better. All right. I'm so sorry for the audio issues. Hopefully, it's at least been listening. We'll see if this improves things. We're new to streaming on the Wi-Fi again, but it might just be the rain. All right. So we have these moral issues, but moral reasoning behind a lot of the things they do. So it's like education, it's like fish health, fish well-being. You're doing these sales, okay. So it kind of feels like, just outside speculation. Okay, Corey comes in, supposed to help them scale up. He's giving all these ideas. I don't think Corey really knows anything about the kind of business Dan runs, but a lot of these changes just seems like someone just trying to come up with ideas to justify change. So, and the thing is, this is the first thing I said. Nah, mic was better. You were louder. Didn't help choppiness. Probably just rain then. KGE Aquatics. Alright. That's gonna bother me. Audio was fine for me. Neither was choppy. Oh my gosh, you guys just have bad internet because of the rain and you're gaslighting me. Choppy for me too. Audio was fine for me. Neither was choppy. Okay. Oh my gosh, you guys just refresh your YouTube if it's choppy for you. Cause I'm going back and I'm checking it. And tell me it's fine. All right. I do know YouTube does that sometimes. So I'm going back to my old mic. Everyone refresh if it's. We'll fix it. Well, come on, guys. I'm getting in the zone. Don't listen. Don't. Oh my god. We got to keep this going, or I'm gonna lose my focus. All right. Where was I? Right. Okay. So this is where I am right now. I got no rain on wired connection, and it's rough for me too. Yeah. I think it's a YouTube thing I've seen in other streams before. So if refreshing doesn't fix it, let me know. But when I'm playing it back on my end, it's all sounding fine. I was doing my. They have my soul at some. Well, I'm blaming YouTube. Get your shit together, Nick. I'm sorry, bro. Listen, that's why I should never critique anyone for anything because I'm pretty incompetent. I'm pretty incompetent. Yo, what's up, Keith? How's it going? KGE, how's it going? OG Mike was perfect. No choppiness for me. Mike choppiness gate. MI takes doesn't know how to stream. This is good. This is crazy, bro. I just reverse Uno'd myself with this whole thing. All right. So I would say there's a lot of bad changes here. A lot of bad changes, in my opinion. Removal of Latin names, I think bad. Removal of the categories, I think is objectively bad. I feel like it's now worse than most other stores. I'm just going through WetSpot like to see how to categorize their fish. Yeah, being able to go through fish by category is easy. Now, here's reasons why I'm going to speculate these are changes attributable to Corey, and reasons why it ties into why I said it'd be bad. Not only has Corey only expressed that he hates shipping fish and that it's terrible and no one can do it well, suddenly Dan's doing it well, he rushes over there, right? But Corey obviously thinks that most people are dumb, which I do generally agree with. But the reason I bring that up is that all of his products and stuff cater to like the most, you know, people that want it to be easy green, magic feed. And to me, while these changes could be successful and I could be wrong, what I think I'm not wrong about is the core of Dan's original audience is definitely a little bit more into the hobby than the average person. That's just my opinion. So I think that, maybe this is successful and they get more of the type of people that Corey serves to. I don't think that Aquarium Co-op and Dan's Fish has that much crossover. But I could be wrong. I think they definitely target different people. And I think that all these changes are pretty bad for me as someone that, regularly watches Dan's Fish and has been along the train. That's kind of what you complain about now, Nick. I'm complaining about the removal of Latin names from the Dan's Fish browse list. Sorry, I'm on the archived version. This is the current version. The removal of the categories, the subcategories under the family names. Now you're seeing the old version, so you see. Sorry, this is the older. Where's my Wayback Machine? I've lost my Wayback Machine. Ah, yes, the old categories here. Okay. Now, what's kind of interesting, so on the actual site, right? If you go in by family, the names are there. Now, I don't know if it's intentional that they're still there. It could be that they're just still rebuilding the site. At one point, they had a goby on the Loach family picture, so stuff is under construction. So it's really hard to know if they're also going to remove that. But a lot of people, this is the big button for a reason, right? But that's besides the point, actually, because while this started me complaining about very small things, Dan uses bogus names for some fish on Aquafig. What bogus names? While this started me complaining about like random stuff, right? Random stuff, not grand scheme of things. This is my opinion. I don't run a multi-million-dollar business. What do I know? Well, I came. I was kind of like, someone comes in. All these changes are happening. Are they expanding? What's going on here, right? And I started looking up job listings for Dan's Fish. I started looking up job listings, and that's when I started getting concerned. When I started looking at the job listings. So this is May. All right. We see on the careers page we got customer service and aquarium fish warehouse associate. Let's go back to April real quick. Can we also talk about this bogus listing? Yes, I'll look at that listing. All right, April 4th. So we have this here. We have another. So I'm like looking that up. Then I see also I found a local Facebook group where some job listings have been posted. One second, I'll pull that up. And I see Dan's Fish is hiring customer service position full time. I'm like, full time? Is this new or is this replacing someone? So it's April 11th. I'm like, okay. I'm looking like, okay, May 30th, they're posting a warehouse position. June 18th, we're posting another position, like constantly posting positions. Now, you guys will recall back a while ago when I was wondering about them euthanizing fish um, in order to treat them. I had sent an email to Dan's Fish asking about the process, and they responded very quickly, very helpfully. And I was kind of like, let me go see who responded to me all the way back then. Okay, so let me pull up that email real quick. Um, do 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 do. Dan's Fish. What email did I email them from? So I'd sent them an email asking about some questions about their process of euthanizing the fish and testing them for disease and stuff, and I got a good answer. I'm trying to find that, but long story short, because I don't feel like it's really that important to bring it up on screen, the person that responded to me was Johnny. I'm guessing you emailed the hello and Johnny responded. Yes, Johnny responded. So I've now seen multiple things pop up for this customer service position. So I'm like, wait a second, Johnny, I recognize that name because Dan's Fish has been talking about donate to send Johnny to the Clash. So I go back and I'm like, hold up, let me find the stream closest to this date. Okay. Which so we see this position was posted on April 11th. This it being full time, I was like, are they really gonna hire another full time like customer service? Like that's a pretty big expansion. Okay, so we got April 16. Johnny's News family channel is Fish to Keeping. Oh, that's a good channel. Dan has been answering most emails and another gal. Right. So I go to here. This is this is April 9th, and I go to the old chat transcript. And again, last time I did this with a company, I showed my methods. They removed all things. So if you see all transcript removed from fish YouTubers, you'll know it's my fault. But I do a transcript and I see that okay, he's talking about Johnny. He's talking about Johnny. Uh, okay, and he says they raised $1,137 through super chats to send Johnny to the Clash. I'm like, okay. So this is April 9th. And he said Johnny's going to the Clash. He works hard. Sounds good to me. I'm like, okay, cool. This Johnny guy's still there. But just to check, I went through the next streams for the next few months, searched the transcript, and whoops. Long story short, no mention of Johnny. So I'm kind of like, oh, Jenna's got the tea. Hold up. Breaking news in the chat. Jenna P said Johnny told us he was let go. That the night that he was on fish. Okay, he was let go. I believe it was the same night as one of his lives. Yep, that's tracking with the YouTube thing. Johnny's registered with the Clash, and a few months ago he said his travel is still being covered. It was the morning after. Yeah, because I'm looking here. Where was I just at? Um, I think that stream was the 9th. So that means that he must have gotten fired the 10th. And then they posted the job listing the 11th. So I don't really know any of these people at all. I just know that I know his name because Dan mentions him constantly. And it seems like he did some customer service stuff, maybe some other important fish stuff. I don't know. All I know is that it looks like, judging from what Jenna's saying in the chat, that Johnny has now been fired. Now, the combination of all these events, it just seems like something is seriously going wrong over at Dan's Fish. I don't know if he had some kind of like moral dilemma, you know, the whole improving the industry thing kind of got boring to him. I don't know. Maybe Johnny did something horrendous and he's a monster and he deserved to get fired. But even if he is a monster, and even if he, like, a lot of times people would ask a question about a fish, and Dan would be like, I don't know, I gotta ask Johnny. So you got Corey coming in on the shipping, clueless, on your brand, clueless. This is just my opinion. I don't actually know the situation. I could be totally wrong. There's my caveat. That's my caveat. Okay, and you're expanding rapidly. That's why you bring Corey in to help you scale up, and you're doing these changes that are very weird. And now I find out you fired what seemingly was like your number one guy. He's the only Dan's Fish employee I know the name of besides Dan. I mean, he's sending him to the Clash. So now I'm like, this is concerning. This is concerning. You know, Nick is wild. Dan boasted about. Yeah, I saw in the street. He was like, yeah, Johnny's great. Johnny works hard. Blah blah. And then apparently fired him the next day, which is just wild. And again, doesn't really seem like Dan, who seemed like I met him briefly when he spoke at ACLC. Seemed like a very nice guy. But and again, maybe Johnny did something terrible. Who knows? I don't know. He might have deserved it. I don't really care about that. The point is, on the business side, it's just kind of concerning. On the customer side, it's also kind of concerning because, yeah, I'm not saying Corey had anything to do with Johnny getting the boot. We met Johnny. Johnny's a great guy. No, I'm not. I'm just saying there's a lot of changes going on at Dan's Fish right now, and a lot of them don't seem to be positive, at least from my perspective. Now, maybe they're making boatloads more money, so I don't know. Johnny's still going to the Clash, so I guess it's no harm, no foul. But on that front, why I want to talk about other online retailers is because I kind of feel like that Dan has achieved the goal of making other people do better jobs. And I don't think the issue with their website was trying to look more modern or anything. I think their website was fine. And just like the thing of getting rid of the categories underneath the families is so bizarre to me. I don't think is there a single big fish store that like gets rid of it to that degree? I mean, I guess aquahuna. I mean, they at least have shrimp and snails separated. They don't have the best navigation either. I just did a Pure Tropicals. We did Wet Spot earlier. I mean, my gosh, like Aquatic Arts. I don't know, but it kind of brings me to also the intro of stores, then can I have free fish? I don't know. Dan lost a crucial part of the business when he let Johnny go. That's kind of my speculation. Steve said, Nick is wild. I'm a wild boy, wild boy. What did Johnny do? Did I fund Cindy to sell into the Clash? Yeah, wait a second. If Johnny did do something terrible where he deserved to be fired, I feel like the people that donated 1,127 whatever dollars should probably know, if their money went to a felon. That's so funny. I mean, everyone's saying that he's is great, so I don't think that's it. Uh, I do think his loudness on the importance to quarantine and fish health has definitely had an impact, not solely Dan, but he had a part. Yeah, for sure. I think he played an important role. I think he's one of the reasons why, again, even if it's a niche thing, the super invested people, what they're into trickles down. So if all these people spending $3 billion on a rare loach or something, starts telling all their more casual friends, oh, the best place to get fish is Dan's Fish because he treats them, blah blah. Eventually, that trickles down to store owners and stuff. You see all these hobbyists opening stores, Fish and Friends. You got stores like London Town Tropicals, uh, I hear, you got Elite Menagerie Habitats. She's got a Louise. She's got an online store. A lot of retail stores are now starting to do online. So now there's more competition that even exists to Dan because he's not the only one treating fish now. He's not the only one quarantining fish. And instead of you know maintaining the standard that he set, being at that top, you know, fish scientists and stuff, it's almost like they're reverting. Like dumbing themselves down. You're supposed to keep setting the standard. You know what I mean? Um. Okay. Okay. Fish cord. Yeah. I guess Johnny mentioned he got fired in this fish cord. Johnny's fish coming soon. Okay. Yeah. I mean, just got here playing catch up. I hate that you called the decline. Yeah. William Justice. He's seen in the Discord the first day. The first day it was announced that Quora is working with Dan's Fish. Nick, is the same fish cord you joined the other day. LOL. Oh, okay, then I'll have to check it out then. 1 second. Well, I feel weird pulling up Discord messages. Um, sorry, I'm responding to messages real quick. Gosh. But yeah, I don't want to bring up his Discord messages on here because I just feel like Discord's for conversation. It's not for internet speculation. Until it's so salacious, I just can't help. No, I'm joking. But seriously, the point is Dan's Fish, the timeline. Um, let's see. When does it seem like things started declining? Because I forget when I called it. But basically, the moment that Corey was announced being involved, I saw some changes coming. I felt like they wouldn't be positive. I presented to you some of the changes. My perspective is that they're negative. I kind of suspect that Johnny was no longer there. Now it sounds like he's been fired. Still going to the Clash though, so I guess that's cool. But no mention. The only reason I think Dan would need to mention that ever on stream is because he raised 1,000 or so dollars off of just you know asking people to send Johnny to the Clash. Who knows how many people kept donating after that? Just if they missed that the goal had been met or whatever. Um, and I don't really understand this. I just don't. I really don't. So, that's when we're outside speculators, we're just fans of these people or, customers. We don't really know what's going on. But from my perspective, there's a lot of changes. It seems hectic. It seems chaotic. And I'm starting to, look at other places potentially as being just as good as Dan's Fish or not better. He's already got the expensive fish thing going on, but it's fine because he's got the best care. Now, if his number one fish guy is now gone and everything's chaotic over there, I'm not sure how things are going in that department. If things aren't getting listed, and having photos subscribed to them, I don't know. Uh, and I'm going to go in my Discord voice channel if anyone wants to jump in and discuss any of this with me. Um, yeah, I'll go in there. But all right. Uh, Ben, check local laws. You may qualify for a free hunting and fishing license. I feel like asking on the next live stream, hey Dan, how's Jody? Genevieve, this is a great point. Oh my gosh, thank you for saying that. It's a great point. Uh, Jenna said, and let me put the chat back on the top layer. I keep having it underneath, my bad. Um, yeah, Jenna said that I think having common names was still keeping the I can't pronounce it, but Cherokee with no categories showing Tetra is kind of wild. Yeah, I think that it doesn't really make sense. You're gonna get rid of the categories, but keep the Latin names on the, and that's why I'm saying like these are bullshit changes. Someone's trying to just do anything. Like the website was not what they needed to change to scale things up, at least not these things. I mean, maybe something better would be like, I don't know, thorough descriptions and care guides on every single fish you list, or a better customer support flow. I don't know, those things maybe, but people buy fish off of much worse sites than this, and it just feels like a lot of misguided effort. And also, it's you see these kind of inconsistencies. As someone that I've built very basic websites, nothing this complicated, so I'm not trying to say that I could do a better job, but when you're making these changes live to a website, here we got no Latin names. The family here, they are there. It's confusing. It's inconsistent. It just feels like there's no direction to what's going on. We've had good experience with WetSpot and definitely with Pebble Creek Aquatics as well as Gain Live Fish. And I think WetSpot has my overall favorite website as far as design. And I will say that I have compared them to Dan's Fish in the past. Right now, after these changes, their website has all the stuff that I liked about Dan's Fish that is now gone. Like they have a new fish thing in the front. I used to like that about Dan's Fish. That's gone. It's now most popular. Uh, they got the categories, decent enough categories. Okay. We got corridors and allies. They got all the catfish together. Rainbows and killies. Not the best combos, shrimp and invertebrates. It's like, okay, they're comboing some stuff too. We get Central American cichlids, Old World cichlids. You know, there's a little bit there. But Peplin Creek Aquatics. And Jesse said, I have expensive fish you can buy, Nick. Yeah, I'll be buying more fish from you. Don't worry. And we're gonna get to Jesse and some of the fish that I bought. Yo, you about to get a copyright strike for using green. Come on. Come on. Ooh, we got a stir by Corey's with a collection point. That's kind of cool. For a second, I thought this was a $50 gift card for $10. That'd be wild. I'll double check that. uh, um, but yeah, what the things that set Dan's Fish apart, I feel like they're slowly getting rid of, and it's just very weird. Um, I mean, they got the fish doctor, but I saw Fish and Friends post on Facebook they bought a microscope. So I mean, I feel like people are gonna catch up. The main thing you have is your brand name. So doing this kind of stuff, I think is counter to your previous brand identity. I just don't think it's a good idea, but that's just me. I have local fish stores that get rare fish occasionally. They even had lungfish, yeah. And Wet Spot, Imperial, Aquabid, or where about Fish Online never had issues and cheaper. The Latin names under common names still, but putting common names on rainbow fish is crazy. I think he had Lee Harai as a, oh yeah, the party animal rainbow. I do remember when he said that. That's my other concern. Dan clearly knows a lot about fish, but again, many times on stream, someone will ask something, and he's like, I gotta ask Johnny about that, or I gotta ask so and so about that. So one of the things you hear if you talk to fish stores and stuff is how hard it is to get employees up to speed and things like that. And yeah, here's the party animal rainbow fish, but under the families they do have the Latin names underneath. But there you go. Um, sure. Ben still wants free fish. Teplin Creeks is run by Public Creek and Foxes Fish. They breed all their fish in the house. So yeah, yeah, yeah. And even got like smaller. We got the Just One More Fishes. I pulled up Aquatic Clarity for a second. I mean, there's just a lot of places to buy fish right now, and I don't know. So I don't have too much to say on that really. Nick, I'm getting some cool fish tomorrow too. I'm waiting to see. You guys start making some YouTube videos. So I do feel like there's kind of a hole right now that's being created. And I had to make a prediction. I would say if Dan's fish continued along this path, um, I think I think competitors could really take a big opportunity here to kind of seize that credibility, number one credibility badge back. But you know, you never want to. They're already super successful. They've done it this far. You never want to bet against someone that's already been doing things the right way. But I'm just definitely a little bit concerned about that. Speaking of fish, so yeah, let me real quickly do the Keystone Clash thing because then I'll move do the camera. We'll look at the Congo puffers. And I'll talk about just one more fish. But speaking of all these great fish people and Johnny going to the Clash, I'm hoping to go to the Keystone Clash, and I'm hoping that many of you will go to the Keystone Clash in my market culture era. I was lucky enough to be able to buy wholesale for all the common stuff. Those two wholesalers are close enough to me. Oh wait, let me do one more thing. Let me do one more thing. So Chris Lassett outgoing. Dan's fish originally gets rare fish, blah blah. Seems like now it's like let's have 1,000 CPDs in stock, 600 chili rasboras. Where's the rare fish? I don't know. Do you need the rare fish? Do they make the most money? Maybe not, but I do think it's something that brings people to where you're at, even if they're not buying the rare stuff. They like to look at it, right? It's like another thing. We're talking about things that make them unique. So I feel like they're kind of losing that a little. They're losing all this other stuff. And the problem is everyone's got the same suppliers for the most part. I mean, it seems like there's not too many people that have exclusive suppliers. Like I've been tracking several fish where, and I use my methods. I won't disclose my methods, but I have my methods and I track fish when they come in stock places. And I'll tell you, a lot of places get the same fish at the same time. You'll see, like, a great example is the gold Australs, the orange Australs from the Czech Republic, all came into like a bunch of different places all at the same time. My local fish store, I'll see something go up on stock and Dan's fish, he's getting it at the same time. So that's why I think that Dan having expensive fish and being like the guy that does the best care for them is great. I think there's a need for that in the market. There's all sorts of products that cost way more than everything else that's the exact same because they're supposed to be luxury. I think that's actually healthy. Give the rich people somewhere to spend all their money. It's fine by me. But you know, it only works to a certain point. And once other people have actually caught up to the example that you set, but then they also are still bringing in some uncommon stuff and all those things. Like, is having Equus Corridors going to do it? I don't know. Is having Corey from Aquarium Co-op pushing your store and trying to get people to buy these rice fish? We got 151 of them. I don't know. Is it going to work? Maybe. Maybe. I don't know how much they had initially. I do still, they have 324 of these red longfins in stock and 151 of these marriage kissing Madakas. And I'll be honest, I think that rice fish have been on the uptrend for a while. Dan sold a lot of stuff pretty expensive, so I'm curious to see how fast these go. Who knows how updated the stock level is, right? But $25 for rice fish plus whatever the minimum shipping thing is. We'll see. Beat me to it, Branton. Oh, oh, my mods are at work. Thank God I have mods. Jesse says he's getting in Azizii Corys. What do those look like? Two-spot pikes. Ooh, that sounds cool. Oh, those are cool Corys. Two-spot pikes. How big are these? These ones are 18 inches. Bruh. What kind of adds it? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Blue Phantoms, Sedontis Longstrissus, Ornate Bursters, and Vampire Tetras. Mildly annoying after the sixth time. Thank you. Yes, please ban people for being annoying. You know, this isn't a democracy. You're the mods. You rule the land. Jeez. Is this a vampire tetra for real, bro? You're really getting this in? This looks insane. What in the world? I have not seen anything like this. No, bro. No way. There's no way. What? Yeah. If you want some crazy murderous fish, or there's non-murderous fish too, but Jesse definitely has some wild stuff. What the heck? Those teeth are crazy. There's some interesting ads you've been getting. I know, man. It's crazy. What a sinful world we live in. Okay. Any other thoughts you guys have on the Dan's Fish out of fish market online retail situation? I get that just gave my thoughts off. It sounds like some people were kind of on the same page. Um, kind of hoping to see them say something about Johnny going to the Clash publicly since they're gonna raise money off of it. But getting just two seems contrary to your channel name, Jesse. Says Jeffy. Just one more, and then you just get you into that too. Like I don't know. Those are pretty cool though. What spot been my goat? Almost 30 years of shipping freshwater fishes, man. Yeah. And you know, it's kind of interesting. You have these suppliers, and it's kind of like with the can we talk about Dan selling assorted aquarium fish? Like, do we think people actually buy that? We were talking about buying them actually. Not gonna lie. Aaron was like, we should. That sounds actually fun. Aqua Imports has something similar. It's like a box of nano fish randomly. Keystone Clash 2025, the search for Johnny. Yeah, I gotta go find Johnny when I go. If I go, when I get to the Clash, I gotta make sure he's there. I'm just saying, if you're gonna raise, 1K off of someone's name, sending them somewhere, even if you fire them, just you should make a public statement about it. Jenna, I just didn't need to be stuck with 10 of them, one for B and one for my buddy to grow out. I mean, fair enough. They seem like they are pretty big. But I mean, do people buy it? There's 104 of these assorted fish in stock, so I don't know. Aaron was saying he wanted to do it, and I was like, bro, they're sending like whatever they have last of the clear tank. Like you're gonna get like a male trout good egg or something. Like this Liberty Molly pair, like that's probably what you're getting. It's like you're getting one of these live pairs that you don't want. So I feel like it's probably a waste. When I look at this stuff, they only have like one or two of. It's like, are they gonna give you the $40 pleco they have on sale, or are they gonna give you, I don't know, uh, this Kameko live bear? Dr. Bones, when's your next video dropping? This month, I hope. I only have a few days. I only have like one day left, but should be this month. I know. I'm gonna be better, but in fairness, I don't think that is in a real spot talking about Johnny going to the class. Should be fired him. You shouldn't really be talking about personnel issues. I mean, not necessarily the personnel part. Just, I mean, he should just confirm he's still probably going. But that's just my opinion. I don't run a business with employees, so what do I know? I doubt those random fish are super red plecos or they're red. red cauliflower platies. Yeah, but I hope to see I hope to see them list some more cool stuff. You know, I hope to see them succeed and keep setting a good standard for the industry, as I think they've done a lot of good work for that and fish health and advocating for better treatment of fish in the supply chain. I think is all been some really great and important work they've been doing. So I hope that does continue. He did say there was a zero pleco in there on his one stream. Yeah. Jenna's saying, "What's the appeal of receiving a rando fish and paying $40 for shipping?" It's like it's gambling. It's the joy. It's the thrill. If I had the funds, I definitely would see the appeal. I could see the appeal for sure. Right? Oh my gosh, the suspense, bougie. Exactly, exactly. The suspense. But like I said, speaking of sending Johnny to the Keystone Clash, I feel like it's close enough. There's some things about the Keystone Clash that we need to look at, and I also have not been paying attention to the preview of the stream, so if things have been weird visually, that's why. But I'm working on getting a second monitor I can have out here so I can actually properly do this. You know, one moment, one moment. And sorry if I don't want to seem too much like I mean I am a hater. I love to hate. Like Jorge said once, if you ain't hating, you ain't living. But I don't want to seem like I'm dragging it too much. It's just my opinions on those things. So you're saying I should do a $20 mystery box on my site? Yeah, I think you should. I need more super rights, so maybe I should gamble. Bro. Honestly, putting the fish on sale is what pisses me off. I'm willing to pay what it takes to medicate fish, but what's the point of charging bougie prices for no longer bougie fish? I don't know. I'm hella salty about all these changes, TPH. Okay, well, I'm glad I'm not the only one, because, like, I do kind of feel like I'm complaining, like, nitpicking a little bit sometimes, like I'm trying to be as self-aware, but, like, I do think that changes, like, are just more annoying because of the brand identity that Dan has built. It just doesn't really seem to make much sense to me. Um, and it is kind of annoying. I do think the sales are kind of interesting. The price to medicate fish, I've heard different opinions on if some of Dan's fish's prices actually make sense. Some of them can be pretty high sometimes. Um, so it does kind of feel a little bit excessive. But like I said, I don't think there's any technical too high price to price a fish. Price as high as you want, as far as I'm concerned. So I don't necessarily care about that. But then once you put them on sale, like the sail fins, right? Where are they? The gudgeon, the sailfin gudgeons. You guys know I've been hating on this fish because I just don't think I didn't believe in it. It was originally like 270 something a pair, something like that. And I was like, watch guys, this price is going to drop. Be patient. Eventually, look at it now. It's $99. They dropped it. And I talked to a couple different people. Um, got a look at the supplier list for this fish at one point. And if I remember correctly, and this is basically hearsay at this point, I believe the males were more expensive than the females. Is one thing, because most people want the males apparently. And I felt like the price that they were selling it at was like $100 more than, like it just seemed like a big markup. Is what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It seemed like a big markup relatively, but you're supposed to mark it up a lot, so I guess there's nothing wrong with that. But I don't know. The point is, I felt like the price was way too high. It went all the way from 200 something to $99. I mean, that's a pretty extreme sale. And I don't know if it had the cross off number and then it said sale. There were a few fish that I knew for a fact the price was lowered, but they didn't indicate that it was a sale with like the cross off. They just changed the price. So like some stuff like that, I could see, if I spent the full amount for a fish and I came off and saw it had been reduced by 50% or more in price randomly, yeah, that does feel bad. It does feel bad for sure. Um, the Elizabeth Day epistles for 300 for weeks, and now suddenly they're 100. I'd be livid if I bought early. Yes, And also, I believe there was some Nisanai Apistos that were the Rio ones. They were like 100 and something for a pair, and eventually they came down because I had been watching the price for a while. I think they just posted another pair of a different collection point that is 100 like the other ones. Yeah, these ones. But it was these Rio ones. These were like 100 something. Eventually came down, and I don't think that the it was indicated. Um, I've never shipped there here. Taking advantage of film like a true business. That's why I never shot there. I think he's a joke. Okay, strong opinions. I wouldn't necessarily say a joke, but guys, I wanna, you know, have conversation like this is a good conversation we're having. It's not necessarily about being hypercritical, just sharing opinions, discussing what we think. But some of the stuff, if you're a fan, all of it together, it kind of feels like, yo, Dan, what's going on, man? Like, is this you? Is this really you? I don't know. But again, you guys already know what already made me concerned about that. We want to know why Johnny got fired. I have strong opinions. I have strong opinions. I mean, I do too, so I'm with you. I love all the opinions. Every opinion is taken. I used to think it was genuine, but I think his reputation has taken a non-recoverable hit for me. I think that I would be less inclined. Um, there's some stuff I was kind of looking at, like I'm gonna make my Dan's fish order, but I don't know. It kind of seems less necessary at for now. But I also have a very specific taste in fish anyway, so I don't think I'm very representative of most people. But the sales thing was a good point. I guess that probably is pretty bad. Um, I think that probably is. Now they're 100. I'd be livid if I bought early. Well, you said the Elizabeth they were 300. Now they're 100. Yeah, those kind of drops are extreme. They're pretty extreme. And to not mark it as a sale price, I don't think there's technically anything wrong with that. Like I changed prices on things on my site, and I didn't like mar indicate that I just recently increased or lowered the price. Like make it whatever you want. But I think an extreme a change from 300 to 99 with no indication like this isn't a sale, it's kind of like, well, what? I hope no one paid the 300, you know? And that's what makes me wonder, like, I wonder if are they now making all their money off these CPDs and chili ras boars instead now? Uh, I mean, they're the things that are most closely priced to like normal retail prices, so it just seems like their margin isn't as high as those as for other things, but maybe it's a quantity situation. Wasabi piece that I feel like if it swims, you'll buy it. Bro, that's not even close to true. I understand wholesale prices on most fish. I understand a markup for business, but what the fuck? Yeah. And I'm trying to understand I'm trying to understand fish suppliers more. And you know, I think that because I was a fan of certain people that are more paranoid about like business secrets, quote unquote, I kind of expected when I'm asking people like to be more guarded about information with the suppliers. But I've talked to like 5 people, and they've all been willing to share with me some suppliers and stuff and information about them. And it does seem kind of interesting. But I mean, if people are gonna buy it, what's the problem? I mean, get as much money as you can. Bro, I'm broke. I need money. But it all depends on where you think the line is. But like I said, I think luxury items that cost a lot and it's for the brand, the brand credibility and stuff like that, totally has a place in every industry. So if that's Dan, then sure. But maybe some of us will go other places. That's fine. Right, like I know there's a big market for wholesale, but if you're gonna F me that hard, at least buy me dinner first. Okay, here's the worst. Okay, you guys like when I'm super toxic. Here's the worst thing. And let me tell you, to anyone that talks to me that's my friend, or that is an acquaintance. I never want to get out here unless I've asked them and give out information one person told me, so that it's obvious who told me. So pretty much every time I share something on here, I make sure that I get that information. Uh, yeah, we're going to the Keystone Clash too. I make sure I get my information from like 6 different people. Okay, so it's not like it's just like one person. Um, but like every time I've bred a fish and had a good amount of it, people would be like, "Why don't you send it to Dan? Why don't you send it to Dan?" And one, I haven't bred that many fish. Two, I'm lazy. I don't really want to ship it. I guess if I had a bunch, what is it like 25% of retail plus land or whatever? Bro, he's making people pay the shipping to send them fish to sell. You know how expensive it is to ship like 100 fish to someone? That to me was just like, bruh, I'm never going to send fish to someone to sell where they're not paying for the shipping for me to send it to them. Like, it's ridiculous. And heard, I've heard several like prices of what they got for the fish, and I've seen the fish listed on his site, and you know, that's you got to take in supply cost, employee cost, cost of the building, medication. I understand all that could definitely explain it for sure. So I'm not saying it's not possible, but just for me on a principle front, I don't like that. I don't like that. Brandon said, I would protest the dad's prices for the start. It's taking advantage of the kind fish folk. All right, so volunteering at the Clash. Guys, I want to talk about the Clash. Uh, we'll stop that. At least for me, I'll keep reading your comments on it, but I don't want to get myself in a rant. But I love dance fish. I hope they're successful. If I if I didn't care about dance fish, I wouldn't even bother talking about this for however long it's been. Okay, so here we go. The Keystone Clash. I went last year. I think it was last year. I was super new to the hobby. I'm still pretty new, but I was even newer than I am now. It was a great time. Now I have a little bit better idea how to be prepared, and I'm very excited about this year. I mean, last year there were some great speakers and stuff. This year, you know, I think some of the volunteer opportunities actually sound really fun, and I think some of the speakers and events sound pretty great. So I just wanted to kind of get into that because you and the people in the chat that are going, I'm trying to see like, bro, we can all get like we should all just volunteer for one of these things together, make it like a group project, you know? Uh, Plus I need some friends around me when I go to this. The Fish Mafia is probably going to try and put a hit on me, man. We're in the middle of nowhere. There's horse carriages and everything. Like I could be at a stoplight, like a horse carriage pulls in front of me, block me in, and then someone walks in, like puts a fish net around my head and just drags me out, like starts dosing me with RO water. Like, where did you get this information? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it could be tricky. So, LOL, sure, but I'll leave it Saturday afternoon. Okay, we'll put that in mind. So Keystone Clash is in PA, Morgantown, PA. Is in a hotel, which is kind of convenient if you need a place to stay. You don't know anyone out there to stay with. You can just literally stay in the place. Kind of seems like a party to me. But the volunteer opportunities, it caught my eye for a couple of reasons. Um, Sign in to continue. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold up. Hold up. I'm gonna have to sign in. Give me a second. I'll do that while I talk about the events. Let's look at the events or the schedule. There we go. Keystone Clash. Perfect. So, couple key things to note here. September 26th. Okay. September 26th to 28th. This is a lot of time to get some fish entertainment and some fish information, shenanigans. Jody P is gonna be at the Clash. Let's go. Rooms are sold out at the event hotel. Oh my gosh. I'll be your muscle Nick. Just pay for my plane ticket. That might actually be worth it. They're 100% gonna get you. I mean, if you protect me well enough. Stevie's gonna hide behind the most up and coming. Yeah, yo, Big Steve is the hottest up and coming hobbyist breeder right now, and he's the greatest Nanochromis transvestitis breeder in the United States. I don't know if you guys know this. This is the new storyline that just dropped, but Steve is the hottest up and coming hobbyist breeder. I have a room reserved, but I can't go anymore. What the heck? Is there a Walmart parking lot I can stay in nearby? Yeah, man. JE Aquatics just said they got the Roach Motel down the road. Wasabi, if you register for VIP pass, you'll get drink coupons, but anyone come by from the bar in the hospitality room. The room will be open to everyone this year. Let's go. Yeah, there's a big parking lot in at the hotel. There's a big one. It's a good time. It really is. And this year, I think it's going to be perhaps an even better time than last year, just judging on all the people that now I actually know that are going. I mean, Jody P, she might build another event space outside of the event space and have a second event once this one ends by the time it's over. You never know. But we have Friday, September 26th of this year. So I just want to breeze through just a taste of the events. So we got fish show placement. We got speaker Shelby K about Wild Florida. That's of Garden of Eater fame out here. Starting off the speakers pretty strong, bright and early. The aquascaping competition is kicking off. That's pretty fun to watch people do from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. We got Dr. Ted Coletti doing the Daniel deep dive. I think he wrote the book on he wrote the book on something. I think it was tubbing. Yeah, tub ponds. I think he wrote a book about that. Yeah, take it outside, tub ponds. We got authors. Come on, published authors. We're only 2 speakers in on the first day. Jenna said there's a McDonald's at a cemetery right by the hotel too. So basically, once the fish mafia gets me, they got a place to dump. Oh, Sabi, there's a guy in an RV last year hanging out in the parking lot. Brett, it says Garden of Eater owes me a damn sticker. How about my Aramizon compactus though? Oh, Jody P is also the hottest up and coming loach breeder in the United States with the Aramizon compactus fry. Go to her channel, check it out. Pretty cool. Wild Florida with a focus on Florida, man. No. But Shelby and Grant, I think they do a lot of collecting and stuff. He references a lot on the streams. So I think that'll probably be a pretty fascinating talk to go to if you're even remotely interested in that. But I think one thing that's nice about some of these people, like Shelby and them, is they're regular streamers. So I think they'll probably be good at just getting up there and talking and engaging with the audience because they have a lot of practice. Okay, then we got Rick Bornstein collecting good ads in Mexico and the Good Ad Working Groups conferences. Pretty cool. I bet there's probably a lot of conservation talk going on since I think there's plenty of endangered gadads. I think any talk about collecting, even if it's not a fish you're into, is worth it because a lot of time people show pictures of collecting. It's just you get a lot of info that is hard to get. There's only so many people that do that, and each location that someone's collecting in has different challenges they got to overcome. Uh, Wasabi said tailgate at the Clash. I agree. I agree. Uh, and Jody might try and stop by at to pick up some vampire shrimp. Jesse has some huge vampire shrimp right now. They're giant, real giant. And apparently he can stack some too. So if you're interested in reading them, which I am, I almost bought. All right, so this is pretty good. Then we have speaker Zenzo from Passion to Profit, My Journey in the Aquarium Hobby and Where It's Led Me. I feel like I don't need to explain who Zenzo is, but he's like one of the aquarium co-op guys. He's had his own YouTube channel, in the Mom podcast as well, also experienced speaker and stuff. A lot of people in here breed fish, trying to profit off it as, just a side income from something they're doing for fun anyway. Sounds like a good one to me. And then this one is pretty interesting personally. Jason Den Hayes, lessons learned setting up a fish research and conservation lab at the Yale University. Now let me see where that is even at. Okay, Buffalo, New York. I mean, that to me sounds like a pretty great talk. This is what, now we're talking. Like, we're talking about some labs, some science. This is stuff I know nothing about, I need help learning about, so please, I'm hoping there's a question and answer section to this. I'm really hoping. Uh, he has eaten size vampire shrimp. No, seriously, it actually is the size of some It's a bad fire shrimp. There's going to be a lot of people from YouTube this year, especially for the wedding that's taking place on Friday at the Clash. What? There's a wedding going on. What? Who's getting married? I'm very into labs this year, but all I've learned about is drinking water and wastewater. The only water in my room is wasted water. No, I'm joking. Keith, did you hear Matt was confirmed to be a human? Jody has met him twice now. What? Okay, so already we're just a few speakers in first day. I think each one of these speakers is a banger. Personally, I think the Shelby one I'm pretty excited about, and I think this lab one I'm pretty excited about already. So I'm gonna have to somehow make it there at 9 a.m. But then at 5:30 p.m. prime time, they should have made the text for this green. We got Corey from Aquarium Co-op Legend. How to make aquariums your lifelong hobby while avoiding the burnout. Seems like a good topic. Speaker needs no really explanation or introduction to me why that might be interesting. And it kind of goes along with Zinzo's talk because he's talking about the profit, but Corey's talking about also the hobby part of it. So, I'm sure he probably has some insight on how to enjoy it as a hobby when you're also making money off it as well. Peplin Creek Aquatic and Foxy's Fish came married at the Clash Friday evening after the window room closes. That's pretty funny. How do you not know there's a wedding? I don't pay attention to things. I don't ever know what's going on. Haven't you noticed? Uh, Jenna, I heard the rumors. Well, that's pretty cool. There's a wedding happening. So see, there's a lot of happiness. And then we have hospitality room open 8 p.m. to 1 a.m. Come in, use your drink cards, go freaking crazy, bro. The fish, what is it? Like they call someone a wet fish, like when they're drinking a lot. I don't know. The point is, consume liquid and enjoy things that live in liquid. So, or if you're like me, a nice sparkling water. Now, September 27th, and we haven't gotten to the volunteer opportunity, so I'm just saying, you don't even have to go to this, just so you know, you don't got to go to these speeches because while the speeches are going on, I believe, at least last time, the vendor room, it's open at 11. So after 11, you can just go browse all the freaking, 50 plus whatever tables of vendors, speculate what you're going to buy on. Maybe you don't want to buy this day, you want to buy the last day. I don't really know. Maybe you're just going to go buy something. There's plenty of things to do. Go walk through the vendors, talk to your friend at the vendor table, come back in an hour when the speaker. Like there's lots going on. So this is just the programmed things. There's plenty of choose your own adventure things along the way. But number two, Brandon said I'm a sparkly water guy too. Respect. Just Jesse said, "Ew, sparkly water." What sparkly waters you like, Brandon? Only flat water for me. I booked sparkling water in my car today. A boiled. Oh yeah. Oh, I left some in my car. Okay, 27. Aquascaping. Final touches. 8 a.m. 9 a.m. Fish show placement. The vendor room opens at 9 today. It's 11 on the first day. Today it's at 9. 9 to 6. This is a full day of degeneracy and impulse buys. There's so many things there, so many things. And if there's a fish you're interested in and it's even a little bit rare, find a way to buy it early because a lot of times people go to these things, they scout stuff out, it's gone. That'll definitely happen. Don't be left with regret. Sometimes it's like, well, if I wait to the last second, they're just gonna want to get rid of it, so they don't have to take it. Maybe they'll give me like $10 off. You can take that risk. I would just buy it if you can reasonably and take care of it in the meantime. I like the Polar brand. Okay, Polar's not bad, not bad. Not bad at all. I think the worst one I've tried recently was the bubbly grapefruit flavor, I believe. All right, so vendor room is open. Previous speaker from the other day. This is the guy that's in the lab. About survival of fry from Laura Carde and Corey. We back? Yeah. 1 second. We coming back. Toonie Loon said Dan hacked him. No, it's all right. It's all right. It's just the storm. We got the storm. You got me right on my hype train, man. I was going in. Hold up. Hold up. How many times do you get a chance to get back-to-back speeches from someone in the fish lab? All right. We got a lot of catfish. Got a lot of catfish advice coming in again from Jason. Right after that, Shelby's coming back. Shelby K escapes aquascaping. That's something I need. You saw me talking to Thompson. I was asking every single question. Every single question. Rule of thirds. I don't know what's going on. Kind of appropriate. We get a lesson on aquascaping right before the fish show and aquascaping judging. So if the judges choose wrong, I hope to be educated enough to complain about it. Now, joking. Here we have give a kid a tank, which, I protest against. Why do kids get all the tanks? Given to me. Then we got club meetings. So this is actually pretty cool. If you didn't know, there are club meetings at the Clash. Last year, I went to the Mid Atlantic Killifish Association meeting at the Clash. It's pretty cool. They'll maybe have a club auction in real time. Sometimes they go out of their way to bring cool stuff. Uh, Wasabi said, "This is retaliation in real time." Johnny, are you with us? Yes. We're under attack. We're under attack from the fish mafia. Welcome to the blacklist life. So, club meetings. If you're part of a club, this is a great time. Group up with your people. If you're not part of a club, a lot of the clubs have tables at the Clash. And even last year, the killifish people, if you signed up, they gave you a free bag of killifish. I think they had some really nice annuals actually. I was already a member, so I don't think I got that. But seriously, the clubs they got like some extra membership perks, man. Like I didn't get that when I first signed up. So if you haven't re-upped on your membership, this could be the time to do it. They might let you spin a wheel and win a prize or something like that. It's all sorts of fun stuff on the member club tables. So since the vendor room opens at 9, you got plenty of time until 12. Just join a club, man. It's like joining a frat or a gang. Everyone's doing it. If your friend jumped off a bridge, would you jump too? No. But if your friend joined an exclusive elite society of fish keepers, would you join it too? Yes, of course. Immediately. The ACLC, CCY, DSAS, and DCAS, Sacramento Aquarium Society, and the AKA will all be there, I believe. That's pretty decent representation. And if some of your club people are going, I don't know if there's any spaces, but hey, if you got a bunch of people from your club going, get them to make a table. It could be worth it, or it could just be fun. Having a table is an excuse to lure people to come talk to you if you need that social interaction. Maybe it's Diamond State instead of DCAS. All right, all right. We got some people coming in. The more the merrier. All right, I recognize this name, and also I'm just saying, you the road to master breeder. I can't believe this guy just bit off all my stream titles. It's not like this was made like months ago before I ever did it, but come on. We got a in person the road to master breeder, and then after this, the subtitle tips and techniques for spawning cichlids. I have had an epistle curse that I've now broken, and I have some updates on that as well. Because I had the cockatoides fry. Rest in peace to the male that the female slaughtered. But I do have some fry. I have the triple red fry. And I pulled some eggs. Some the hongzoi. I pulled some eggs. We'll see. We'll see. But the point is I'm someone that has a lot of challenges right now. I'm trying to spawn multiple species of Nanochromis. I'm trying to spawn. Well, I have another spawn. I have my F2s now of the Drakenfell Sai. So I have my F1s, I have my F2s. I'll get my second generation points. I got all these epistles, all these things I'm trying to spawn. You bet your left flipper I will be at this speech. Rick Bornstein, the Road to Master Breeder, tips and techniques for spawning techniques. I will beat Aaron in the BAP competition this year if it's the last thing that I do. All right, and this is September, so it's not too late to help me for a strong push for through November to have something up for December. Okay, so I'm just saying. And then this is one of the more interesting, exciting ones. Panel chat. Corey and Zinzo. It's like 2/3 of the in the Moan podcast. I don't know if this is just you ask them questions, but seems like a pretty rare opportunity to interact with some knowledgeable, established, well-respected members of the fish YouTube community. Then we got Dr. Ted coming in again. He wrote the book on it. Now he's giving a speech on it. Take it outside. Summer tubbing for fresh breeding and water gardening. Seems like all my friends are tubbing except for me. Jenna just said, Corey McKellar. What is the McKellar thing you're talking about? I don't know that reference. Dr. Ted will be the moderator for Corey and Zenzo panel. Oh, perfect. There you go. He'll be warmed up for a speech. He just was a moderator. Now he's coming in. He wrote the book on it. Summer tubbing for fish breeding and water gardening. If you're into the fundalist, if you're into, all sorts of things, people are starting to really expand what is being done in tubs outside. People are tubbing neocaridina, all sorts of crazy stuff. So definitely think that's a good one. And I noticed that water gardening is added in there, so maybe some tips on making a beautiful little water garden, fish breeding pond area. If you're a plant addict like Jody P, maybe you'll appreciate this. You can buy enough plants to set this up that you'll also get a VIP coupon code from online plant retailers. And look at that, Jody P in the chat already saying Ted is sending me some pond plants this week. So take it from the true degenerate if she's getting the plans from Dr. Ted. This is a talk. I said this is a speak. This is a talk that you're gonna want to attend. Then we have award ceremony and raffle. So yes, there is. I forgot to mention there is a big raffle at this thing. Huge raffle. Usually, I mean, last year it was. I'm assuming it was this year. Lots of items, lots of tickets, lots of things to get through, lots of awards, all sorts of crazy stuff going on. Scotty can't pronounce any fish names. He doesn't know what it is. He's scared of it. It's big enough to eat them. You just there's all sorts of drama. The Grammys, whatever, the Emmys. All those award shows are so lame and terrible. There's not a single Latin name. It's like the Dan's Fish Browse page. But here, this is where it's an award show for us. So, a lot of fun. Uh, and just make sure you're sitting next to your friends so you can laugh the whole time like me. Okay, fish show slash aquascaping removal. That sounds like work. That's at 8, but the hospitality room is also open at 8, so I'll be seeing you there, actually. Unless I'm volunteering, which we'll get to in 1 second, because this is something that I missed last year and I will not miss this year, which is Sunday. Dr. Ted sent us blue flame paradise fish for our tub. They're beautiful, and I've been consistently breeding in the Louisiana heat. Wow. And Jesse said Ted is a plant addict above all. But Ted is getting all the endorsements in the chat right now. So I'm just saying. I was the sponsor person last year and may have accepted 2 raffle donations. I think we had over 100. Yeah. Uh, Listen, if clubs can get hundreds and hundreds of dollars donated to them, the biggest fish event, of course, is gonna have no issue getting some stuff sent. So, I mean, hey, the more the merrier. Let's keep it going. Let's keep the clash going and growing. Okay, so I missed this last year because I didn't have any tank space, and this will. Brian said Ted's Brian, you're so hard to please. Pause. Now, Sunday, September 28th. 11:30 a.m. until all items sold. This is the auction. I missed it last year. There's some items in that auction I wish I hadn't missed. Uh, the fish show, people are bringing stuff to show off and whatnot. The auction is the same. There's gonna be some cool stuff. There will be deals. There will be steals. There will be people that pay too much because they're ego bidding. There will be things that no one else knows what it is, but you're the only one that cares about it. So you're jumping up and down because you just got it for $5, and everyone else is looking at you like, bruh, why'd you even waste money on that? But it's fine because you're happy. I think there's gonna be something for everyone there to have a win. It seems like the numbers are just in our favor at this point. Like we gotta win finally. Like 300 items, you gotta get something. So And then another aspect is Jesse just said, I'll be gone by then. Got another event. Not everyone stays until Sunday. So the competition is a little bit decreased. So maybe you're one of those people that you're just looking for a little bit of of an edge. This could be your opportunity. You just, have to be there on Sunday until whenever. So that's up to you. But I'm gonna definitely make it to the auction this year. I missed it last year and I really regretted it. So that all being said, Christopher, hello, just here to troll to be a troll to Nick. Oh my gosh. Don't be bitter bottom, Brandon. That's hilarious. Now that all being said, I've mentioned some of the choose your own adventure things that are available. All right. And I think that some of that is just, the interactions, the stuff happening at the tables. A lot of the vendor tables have little things you can do, wheels to spin, like I mentioned before, even just looking at fish, right? Okay. But there is also volunteer opportunities. Now, I'm trying to find the best place where just all the volunteer opportunities are in one place. I don't know if is it this form, because then if it is, then I guess I'll just quickly get that set up. But there is one. Ooh, look at all these. One second. Look at all these tabs. So this is the winner of the aquascaping competition last year. All right. And then they have other. Where's Big Steve's? One second. I only care about my friend. One second. Where's Big Steve's? Oh, that's kind of cool. Look at that. I'm a sucker for the tree stuff, honestly. Oh, and rocks. Oh, I like this. Uh, the winner looks fine, but it needs more rocks. Okay. Uh, yo, what's up? Don't troll me too much. Oh, auction. Okay. Look at that. You know it's a good auction when the room is actually wow. Got the cards and everything. This looks kind of serious. I mean, Joel's looking quite serious. Oh, we got rules. Uh, it's just like reading the terms and conditions, right? Like I don't need to actually read it, right? Yeah. Branton said only I'm allowed to troll Nick. I mean, that wouldn't be the worst outcome if only you were allowed to troll me, because it's actually not that bad. Let me get through this volunteer form real quick, just so I can actually show what the situation is. Jenna, let me know if there's a place where all the options are listed. Let me go to their Facebook page. There's something that will be easier. Okay, you can sponsor stuff. Ah, just went through. Nick, I know you're weird about your MOD. Oh, about your mod, but Jenna P is an MVP mod. Just say it, especially talking about the Clash. Everyone wants to say I'm weird. Are you a plant? Is that what's going on? Honestly, I just got I need to, like, I don't know how I'm gonna go to sleep, because honestly, I did get myself really hyped up after reading all those events. I got legit excited. I did want to go. The aquatic show is also something worth going to this event for. They'll have all these little like tanks and stuff set up with all the fish being shown, and they're just there, and you're gonna scroll through, and it's a great way to see some cool stuff in good condition that maybe you don't see in other places. Like especially the killifish. I saw some really nice killifish last time, especially some cool annuals and stuff. Plan your visit. Oh my gosh. There's a lot going on this. I didn't realize this website had so much information on it. Oh, they got the fish show water parameters on here. pH 7.6, general hardness 130 ppm, 8 DGH, carbonate hardness 195 ppm slash 10 to 11 DKH, phosphate 1.3, ammonia 0, nitrite 0, nitrate 5 to 10. They could have used this at that killifish event that had all those issues. Genevieve, we have more food trucks this year too. All right, now we're talking. Now we're absolutely talking. All right, are you guys ready? Are we all ready to commit to volunteering together? Because I'm about to pull up the form and we're gonna go through it. And I'm gonna pick something. I'll pick something to volunteer at. Just nothing that leaves me too exposed. Okay. So Wednesday opportunities. I'm just gonna. I can't be there early. I can't. So Thursday volunteer opportunities. I volunteered to auctioneer. Oh, that's cool. I would do that if I had experience. I thought that would be fun. But okay. I don't know why I keep making this smaller because I know that messes up my thing. We're all gonna find something we can do together. Okay. There's a BB truck and coffee last year. Wow. All four puffers have been accounted for. Yay! I know, Big Steve, you said we're still gonna look at my puffers tonight. I know you said you're having a hard time finding them. I'll be there Wednesday. We'll be having a goodie bag making party. Hold on. Hold on. Now, do I get prosecuted if I say I'm gonna make it and then I can't? So it's Wednesday, 5 to 7. Yeah, this is gonna be hard for me to make. I guess I could always come back. Well, let's see. Let's look at the Thursday opportunities. And is anything actually happening Thursday? I just realized. It says Thursday, but I'm not seeing it on this list. I'm assuming like it's just for setting up, basically. Okay. So Thursday, 8 a.m. to do volunteers need references? Wasabi asked. That's a good question. Yo, what's up, Ross? How's it going? Yo, Ross, when you free for me to come by, let me know. I'm trying to come through. I'm back. Steve, I was wondering why you never answered me. Oh my God. Steve, why are you always dubbing Jesse's text, man? One's looking like a bully and one looking like he's getting bullied. Need to separate the one. I'm gonna get prosecuted when you see what's going on. What's funny is me and Steve both put them in tanks with Pelvicochromis, Drakenfelsai, that had Fry. It was kind of funny that he sent me the thing because I was like, how do we both do the same thing? And his are F1s for me, and I had them in with my F1s that now are having the F2s. It was kind of funny. Ross got me on the Congo spotted puffer train, bro. Ross just loves getting people to buy the expensive fish. We'll probably get it on Thursday. Oh, I'll be prepping the wedding cake and cupcakes. You're doing the wedding cake too, Jody? What the heck? All these skills. All right, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. So here are an options, and you guys tell me what you think that we should all try and do, or what you think I should do to be miserable. Thursday, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. So we have move items and wasabi. Keeping the eye out. You might need a reference for some of these. Jesse made it possible. That's the only way it would ever happen. I agree. I don't think I would have been able to get them for a long time. Just I always miss them. If they're in a heavy planet tank, they'll hide good AF. Yeah. I have a couple. They've each picked kind of spots. I haven't seen bowling, but I've definitely seen like, okay, you got this spot, you got this spot. I got two big sword plants in there for them to hide around. So Jesse's a real. I can't say enough nice things about the visit with Jesse, and he hooked me up with some fucking phenomenal fish. So all right. 8 a.m. to 11. So we have move items from storage to event location. Sounds hard. I don't know. We have build and assemble racks for the fish show. So they don't want me on that. Assemble air and hang air. Yeah, that's gonna be bad for me. Hang black backdrop for fish show. It's possible. I've done backdrops. Set up pipe and drape for the event. Set up pipe and drape for the event. Okay. Tape out and label the vendor room. Ooh, that kind of sounds fun. Hang extension cords in the vendor room. I think anything in the vendor room sounds fun. Okay, set up tables and chairs in the vendor room. Okay, you guys know I like the little notes website. We're just gonna write down the volunteer opportunities that we're considering, and I'll see what you guys put in the chat too. But I'm just gonna go ahead and go with my. Okay, let's go. What might be good? If there's an asterisk, you need to be adult, no small children hanging the air loop. I think I'm an adult. I think. Set up registration table. Hmm, that sounds like I need to be organized. Set up and organize goodie bags. Sounds like a good opportunity to steal some. I'm putting that to the list. Crime pays, people. I don't know what to say. Okay, set up. set up. Okay, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Set up pipe and drape for event. That's still on there. Okay, set up tables and chairs. Okay, we already considering that. Set up seating area and fish showroom. Okay, we could do that. See, the thing is, chairs aren't that heavy where I feel like I'd be too like, you know, oh my gosh, this is like I'm dying, and it's inside. I hope. So I think I could handle that. Hang event signage. I think I'd probably mess that up. Fill show tanks with water and add dechlorinator. Yep, I'd probably spill water. Set up raffle tables and organize raffle items. I'd probably steal everything. So let's see. Thursday, 1 to 3 p.m. Finishing touches in the fish showroom. Finishing touches in the vendor room. Okay, I'll put that on my possible list. Uh, Set up, give a kid a tank. Kids area. No, I'm protesting against that. Set up aquascaping contest area. Okay, I care. I would like to see that set up nicely. I'll put it on my list. Just potential, potential. How tall are you, Nick? I'm 5 foot my even, so I can't hang signage or set up type drape myself. All right, I'll add up. I'll add this at the. I'll bring a step stool. Worst case scenario. I accidentally just went to my Facebook. That's crazy. Um. Also, like, I guess I've done a lot of lighting setup work, so maybe I'd be able to do that. Woo. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, assist and monitor vendors during vendor setup. Oh, I'm definitely putting that on the list. Oh, assist and monitor the vendors. Oh, I'm giving these vendors hell. Hey, hey, what are you doing? Stay within your tape square. Hey, is that legal to sell in the state of Pennsylvania? I think I'm 5'7", just to answer your question how tall I am. So set up aquascaping area, I put down my list already. Set up hospitality room, I'll put down my potential list too. And honestly, with volunteer stuff, you sign up for one thing, maybe you get there, you have a ton of fun, you do these other things you didn't even sign up for. You never know. You never know. Fish show setup, final touches, I'll put that there. I'm a big picture guy. I like to look at things, see what the final touches could be. Set up YouTube lounge. Oh, hell yeah, you know I'm there. You know I'm there. I barely qualified for the YouTube lounge last time. This time, I'll set it up. Why not? And sweep expo halls for the night. No, I need to get out. I need to get out. It's too late for me. Fish Mafia. Okay. Friday opportunities. This should be when it gets good. Check-in registrants. All right. Sell raffle tickets. That could be pretty fun. Monitor the speaker room. Oh, that's me. I'll monitor the speaker room. I have audio visual experience and I want to see all the speakers. So I'm definitely doing that. I'm gonna be there, so I'll click that one. I'll click monitor the speaker. I'll just go ahead and click. I don't know what it actually means, but sure, I'll monitor it. Let me double check the times actually. Let me double check those times on which speakers are speaking during that time period. I'll come back. I'll definitely monitor that. Um, Assist and monitor vendors. I'll add that too. Yeah, let me be in the marketplace. That's where I want to be anyway. See, you see how you can kind of plan this out? Nick, you staying at the Clash? I'm not saying where I'm staying. Nice try. Nice try. Monitor the speaker room. I did that. Vendor slash fish show door security. No, I'm not. I'm not strong enough. The kids from the give a kid a tank probably beat me up. Okay, monitor the okay sweep. Let's see. Assist with fish show entries. I'll put down there maybe. I don't know if I'm the best person for that. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention, apparently they're gonna do a judging boot camp. I definitely want to do that. So they might put you through a boot camp to judge fish, and then potentially you could be a judge for the fish show, but it's not a guarantee. I'm like 99% sure I would not be, they would not have me be a judge for the fish show. I don't know if I'd be able to convince someone qualified after one boot camp, but I would like to learn. So I do think it's something worth signing up for if you just want to learn about what goes into judging fish. Christopher Junkin said, my wife's birthday is the 23rd, so we plan on coming a couple days early to the clash to extend the trip a little. Oh, that's fun. No time to look around, celebrate the birthday. So there's a lot of volunteer opportunities, and there's a variety of times, so you could schedule it so you're not going to miss the things that you want to miss. I mean, there's so much time. You could definitely volunteer for one thing, not miss anything, or even better, volunteer in an area you already want to be. You're selling raffle tickets. Maybe you want to buy a bunch of raffle tickets that hour. You know, hey, you're in the right place. I'm just saying, you gotta be strategic here with the volunteer work. And I'm pretty sure you get some kind of like Clash cash to spend for volunteering. So like this isn't even like I mean it's unpaid, but I mean you could actually you could really play this into to making some purchases off of this volunteer work out of the goodness of your heart. I'm saying it could benefit you personally. I know that's not what it's all about, but I'm just saying. Just saying. Christopher, you going to the casino, maybe the Amish bar buffet? Yo, I need to go to the Amish buffet, bro. I hope they got a bunch of fancy cheeses. I'm gonna eat all of it. By fancy cheeses, I just mean like, I don't know, it smells bad. Okay, Saturday, we got the check-in again. We can sell raffle tickets. Mire the speaker room. I'm definitely gonna consider that all the time for any time period. We got a system monitor vendors. I want to do that. Ooh, there we go. This is the one you want. Judge the fish show or aquascaping contest. That's popping up here and here. I'm definitely going to be signing up for that. Let me put that on my list. And a lot of these are available multiple of the days because it's a multi-day event and this stuff has to happen every day. People, come on, come on. Got to sell these raffle tickets. Assist with awards ceremony. That could be kind of fun and chaotic. Like, I wonder if that's like, I don't know what you'd actually be doing, but hey, this is the biggest awards show of the year. So why not be involved with making it a success? I don't think you'd pay me to judge another fish show. What? Why was judging the fish show hard? Were people just mad at you? Shady Maple is not what you're gonna expect, Nick. What is Shady Maple? Oh, you're talking about the. Maybe I've been there. Smorgasbord. I like smorgasbord. Go to market. Yeah, man. This looks great. What do you mean it's not what I'm gonna expect? They got the summer meat bundle. Pause. Watermelon week? Oh, this is pre-order lobster. Oh my gosh. I hope this is the right spot because that looked great. I didn't enjoy the experience at all. Well, you didn't go through the judging boot camp, Steve, I assume. Not the 2025 boot camp, so I'm just gonna chalk it up to that. I just feel like it's your fault. You should have had fun. Okay, if you're gonna be a judge for aquascaping contests or show classes, so you could pick what you think you're qualified to judge. I don't really think I'm qualified to judge any of these. If I was going to just say anything for the you know, if you don't try, you don't shoot your shot, you're gonna miss kind of a thing. Maybe I do some of the killifish like Aphyosemion, fundula pan checks, and maybe I could do some of the invertebrates. You know what I mean? Some snails, stuff like that. Photography, I could judge photography. I feel like. And then you have to describe your qualifications. That's going to be the hard part of this one for me. My qualifications are I like to look at fish. I know I'm sounding like Chad. That's what Chad says. I stare at fish. People ask me to stare at fish. It kind of works. This fish is peduncle codex fin protrudes 2/3 of a hair past its. That's a cool fish. That's an ugly fish. That's a cool one. That is not. Okay. I can't judge fish show. I'm biased. Yeah, get out of here. All right. And then Sunday. This is the day where the auction. We have empty and clean the hospitality room, empty the YouTube lounge, and return the equipment. Breakdown registration, remove signage, assist the monitor vendor breakdown, assist with aquascaping breakdown, drain fish show tanks, take down air loop, bring items from event storage, set up auction staging room, and work the auction table. I'm gonna put set up auction staging room because I'm just not that selfless. You know, it's auction day. That's what I'm there to do. I know when people are like, we need more runners, we need more runners. I'm sitting there, I'm looking at my spreadsheet, waiting to bid. The 90-year-old guy like with a cane is going by me trying to run. You know, another dude's going by in the wheelchair. Some 5-year-old's going by. He's running, and they're like, we need more runners. And you know, they're looking at you because you're an able-bodied person or you look that way. And I'm just sitting here like, I'm sorry, I just got too much love for the game. Now, the other thing is a lot of people do when they get tired of waiting for their thing to go up. I've seen multiple times people just go grab their item and run it up. I have considered that. Genevieve said those 5-year-olds have all the energy. They should be the runners. I see. I agree. I think that's how it should be. Don't look at me, man. I'm trying to work here. Your kid can walk. Shady Maple is doo doo, or the website look good. Steve, I'm going to need you to pronounce the word in person. I believe if you look up Minecraft villager sound, I think this is I think that's exactly how you pronounce it. Okay, like just you get the point. Okay, that's what Big Steve's on. Just want you to say, and we've gotten a good list of potential volunteer opportunities for myself and all of us, honestly. Next, okay, general cleanup of fish room, show and vendor area. I guess. I guess. Uh, auction runner. Wow. Auctioneer. You know what? I think I might do that just for fun. I don't think necessarily I'd be chosen, but I plan to try and get some auctioneer experience between now and the clash. So who knows? Maybe I'll be at least functional. Um, I guess it depends. I'm sure there's plenty of great auctioneers that'll be there, so I don't think I'd even be needed. Work auction display computer. Okay, potentially I could do that. Again, though, I'm probably gonna want to focus on bidding, honestly. So maybe I'll reconsider the auctioneer thing. I look away for 2 seconds to start your villager noises. Hmm. Yep. Steve confirms. Yep, and then we have auctioneer, auction runner, work the auction table, work auction display computer, clean up auction area when finished. So now we're sitting here. We've already seen the schedule. It's a smash. It's a genius stroke of scheduling. The only thing I could possibly add to this event is like more kind of work, hands-on workshop stuff. You know what I mean? Um, but there's only so much time in the day, you know, and there's only so many people there interested in all these different things. I think they basically maxed the schedule out for optimal fish enthusiast entertainment. I think the speaker lineup is impeccable. I think the vendor lineup is going to be fantastic. I think the socializing opportunity aspect, going to just hang out with a bunch of people you usually only talk to online or usually don't have like 500 different species of fish or whatever to go and and judge together and look at. It's a great time. I pretty much have only good things to say about it. But on top of that, if you want to earn some Clash cash, if you want to make more friends, if you want to have a good time, even more of a good time, if you want to not just party, but party, no Diddy, you go volunteer. And here is a list of volunteer opportunities that I myself would consider. I will sign up for some of these. I challenge you to sign up for one. The time periods are specific. It's not all day. You pick like a 2 hour time slot. You can do it. I don't know what the ratio of time to Clash Cash is, but I'm sure there's a ratio that makes sense. If it's enough to help me get like a Pleco cave, it probably is time well spent, honestly. So I might set up the tail chairs. I might set up goodie bags, seating area in the fish room, finishing touches in the vendor room, setting up aquascape contest area, set up pipe and drape for the event, assist and monitor vendors during vendor setup, set up hospitality room, fish show, set up final touches, set up YouTube loud, assist and monitor vendors, assist with fish show entries, judge the fish show or aquascaping contest, assist with award ceremony, set up auction staging room, general cleanup of fish show and vendor area, auctioneer, work auction display, computer, clean up the auction area when finished, and monitor the speaking room. All these opportunities out here that I myself might consider. And if me, as lazy as I am, might do that, then I'm sure that you sitting at home, hardworking individual, great fish keeper, even better person, might consider donating some of your time for a good cause and for that cold, hard Clash Cash. Nick, go one more page on the volunteer form to look at what photos we need. All right. Phew. Photography. Okay, guys, this is your moment. This is your moment. You want an excuse to take pictures of things? So to stand around, you know, have an excuse when someone asks why can't you put your phone down? Why do you have to capture everything, enjoy the moment? Be like, hey, I'm a volunteer. Thank you very much. They need us. They need photos. Look, we need photographers. Photos may be used on our website and Facebook group. Look, they're not lying. We were trying to go through and look at stuff from the other thing. I mean, it's hard to get a feel for things. You know, we got some good pictures here, but bro, I need like 300 pictures to look through. Okay, I want to see every single fish in the aquatic show. And guys, I might take some photos. I might, but I'll be honest. That's part of what I do for a job, so it's just hard for me. It's hard for me. I'll be honest. I'm just not. I'm just not. I'm not strong enough. Oh, hey, look at this. 2024. They got the winners. Paraphania symbols. You can see the winners for the show here. That's pretty cool. But yes, they need photos. And again, it's not like you gotta take photos of the entire event. They need photos of specific things. All right. Wasabi said, "I'm too imitated to sign up as a photographer. Those photos are just too good." But no, but it's they need more. They need more. It's hard to capture every single moment. You know. You probably don't even, I don't even know if you need a real camera. Maybe you should have a nice phone camera. I don't know what the requirements for quality is that they have here, but I'm sure everything will be appreciated. So uh, please select as many areas you may be able to take photos and videos to help us out. So speaker talks, photos of speaker. Hospitality room, photos of setup. YouTube lounge, photos of people streaming. Ooh, people streaming. Guys, I need someone to take a picture of me streaming. Okay? I do. I need BTS. I know nothing about photography. I just make my eyeballs happy. Well, that's fine. A phone camera is fine. So there you go. Don't need to have a camera or anything. Just take your phone. I'll probably take some photos of fish in the fish show. I don't know if I'll do every single one. I don't know. But I mean, I'm gonna bring my camera. I'm gonna take photos of stuff. So I'll probably have some photos. So let's see. They need, yeah, pictures of the raffles, goodie bags, vendors, aquascaping, photos of vendors with their space and people shopping. Making my way downtown, buying fish. Make a wish, where the killifish. Before, after photos of the tanks for the aquascaping. That's pretty fun. Fish show, they need photos of each fish. Take a photo of the class category as well so we can correctly identify the fish. That'd probably be useful. Food trucks, photos of the food trucks and people in line enjoying the food. Yeah, find your enemy, take a picture while they're taking a bite with their mouth open, just looking terrible like it's Michelle Bachmann back in the day. guest photos of attendees enjoying the event and photos of guests in front of the Clash backdrop. Volunteer. They need photos of volunteers. So you could take a photo of yourself. Photos of people setting up and breaking down the event. We got give a kid a tank. Photos and video of the donations of families working on the tanks and some of the finished tanks. Kids area. Photos of kids working on activities at the kids table. The award ceremony. You got the photos of the winners with their award and of the room. And the auction. Photos of auction items. Action shots during the auction. And if Big Steve is up there, you get a chance to get a picture of the hottest up and coming hobbyist fish breeder, specifically in the United States, and also of Nanochroma's transvestitis auctioneer. So it's kind of a great opportunity. Go through. I'll do maybe the fish show. Maybe I'll do that. Right. We got a nice list of things here. I'm sure you could find something. And when I've ever volunteered for something, there's always people that make it fun. So I kind of look at it as an opportunity to just have a new experience at the event. I didn't do it last time. And like I said, it's kind of like a choose your own adventure thing, something in between to keep things interesting. I'm going to add photos of Jesse from Just One More Fish to volunteer the forum. That's funny. Can I make old people attempt trendy internet dances? And then correct it to say experienced people. Um, I mean, the way that you worded it sounds like it could be elder abuse, but I mean, if it's in a fun way, then I don't know. I don't know what the official stance is. Seems fine to me. Seems fine to me. Take photos of Jesse. I think that's probably a good thing. I think that's probably a good thing. So, speaking of Jesse, Jenna, P, anything I missed there on the volunteer stuff? Hopefully, I was right about the Clash Cash thing. Let me know if you know what that exact ratio is, just so I can properly incentivize people. People love little. Why is that a good thing? Cause, bro, I mean, listen, if you're gonna sponsor these classes and stuff, now you're gonna be mad if people take a photo of you. Like, oh, now you're a public figure at the clash at this point. Clash Cash is prison labor rates. Oh please, oh please. This is not a prison. This is a paradise. Stephen P said $1 an hour. Nah, don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. It's gotta be federal minimum wage. Because he's a public figure. Listen, you're just gonna have to accept it, man. You got your name on the billboards. We can have our own prison jams. There you go. You can be out there singing jail songs. Hi ho, it's off to work we go. You know, Scotty will be standing over you, arms crossed. Come on, we need these chairs set up. We need these chairs set up. Lit splickety, lickety split. What's going on with the sound? We need the sound to be fixed. We did not pay first class tickets for Corey to come all the way here for the mic to not be working. Let's go. Last year, the Clash Cash for volunteers with the gift card for the Clash could be used towards registration, sponsorships, anything on a website based on number of hours worked. All right, so maybe we don't have an exact of what the ratio is, but you'll get something. Okay. And I'm moving because I want to try and show the puffer fish and some other cool stuff over here. But, it's in the title. I got to get to everything in the title, man. I'm dedicated. But I want to make sure we do this. I think we talked about the Clash thing longer than we talked about the dance fish thing. So I think we made everything right. It's at least equal. Okay, I already read that. It's at least equal. So I just want to make sure, we get properly excited about the Clash. And I also want to make sure that I'm not the only one out here volunteering. Okay? Don't leave me alone. Don't leave me alone. And if I show up and don't volunteer for anything, I don't want to hear it. Okay, I have a health condition, or I will. We'll figure it out. Now, last thing. I recently went to, and again, Jenna, if I missed anything, just let me know. But I recently went to visit Jesse, Just One More Fish, and I was there to film some. I was there to hang out. I was there to buy some fish. Just said I'm a volunteer, but I'm gonna be busy. Yeah, I mean, you got a table to run, and I gotta say, I got some great fish, and they're in this tank. And I gotta preface a few things here. So one, I'm not like a biotope person, but I am pretty excited about the fact that I've managed to accidentally put a bunch of fish from the same general area together. So I got Congo tetras here, got pelvic acromas, drachenfelsai, another West African cichlid, and you can see in the front the reason that things are a little bit hectic is because we got a pair. And can we just get some appreciation? I haven't even set up the angle or anything. You can see how pretty the female is there. I think this might be, it's kind of competing with some of the um, Teniatus for prettiest crib, but it's my favorite crib. They do stay a little bit smaller too, which is kind of nice. But in this 40 breeder, which I do plan on removing the rest of the Congo Tetras out of there, I've already gotten most of them. This tank would be a great study. Oh, like background? Yeah. There's a lot of cool things going on in this tank I want to take a look at with you guys. But there's 4 Congo puffers in here as well. Uh, and I added them here for a few reasons. One, I had a tank I cleared out for them, but this just seemed like the best fit. The position of it, the plants of it, and I was like, all the fish are from the same area. The puffers were like, I don't know why I thought they were much bigger than they actually were. And I think I'll just move the Congo tetras, but everything's kind of been pretty nice so far. You're just gonna have to see them, and it'll make sense. But another thing that's happening in here is the pelvic acromas drachenfelsai have fry, and it's not the pair we're looking at. I think they're about to have fry. They're staking out this cave right now, and I'm gonna adjust things so you can see a little bit better. So just give me a second. Okay. So I'm gonna get a little bit closer, and I'm gonna raise my camera just a little bit. All right. Sorry about that. And I think Steve, yeah, you said the female stunning. Yes, she really is. Okay. So move over here. And I see one of the puffers. We'll get to them in a second, but the crib stuff, I just really like cribs. This is my pelvic acromas agenda moment right now. So over here we have the female, and she's kind of got a cool story to her actually. So this female is actually a little smaller than most of the cribs in here. She was like a runt of the litter, and it's been kind of interesting seeing her grow slower than everyone, but eventually make it to maturity. And I lost some females. I was getting worried. I had 2 females left in this tank. I have some in other tanks. It was just the main colony, and it's kind of like an ugly duckling thing. Like she was super small for a while, undercolored, and then now she's got to be like one of the prettiest females that I've had. A lot of them have, some purple, some blue coloration on them. But the thing that's different about her is she's got that the black bars. And if you Google the Drachenfelsai, you'll see some of the photos do show them having that more black on their body. But I hadn't personally had it as much on mine until her, and I'm doing manual focus, so Forgive me. But you'll see it's just very striking, that gold, the purple belly, with the black bars on the side. Now, I'm gonna pause for a second. You'll see her and her mate have staked out this coconut cave here. They've been protecting this area. I don't know. I don't think they've gotten any eggs yet or anything like that, but they definitely picked that spot as their own. Steve, all your babies colored up nicely here. All very nice. Very nice. If mine haven't colored up yet, I can show you the cribs and what they should look like because they're very washed out when we got there. But okay, here's what we came to see. So here's one of the Congo spotted puffers. And this is just, it's been a pretty incredible fish to watch. I love how they move around so slowly, precisely. They're very chill. You know, there's not like a lot of sudden movements. And there's another kind of interesting interaction happening in this tank that I'm kind of hoping we catch. But this is the biggest of all the Congo puffers, and I dumped a bunch of snails in here. I'm trying to get rid of my snails from other tanks. I dumped a bunch of them in here, so they've had a lot to eat. But you'll see this one has been definitely eating a good bit of snails. I've noticed that they do like to go up and down the different levels of the tank, so I kind of originally thought maybe they'd stay more to the bottom, and they do for a good bit, but these are probably my favorite pair in the fish room. Yeah. Uh, they also come to the top and do this like checking out the top to see if there's, I guess, anything to bite or something. And I just can't get enough of them. So Jesse had 15 of them, so I got four, and I think Steve got 4 or 5. I forget how many he got. Oh, four. He put it in the chat earlier. And so this is the second day of having them. And I can't lie. The people that said they were like the perfect puffer before were telling the truth. People telling me they're very peaceful. So far, that seems to be very true. There's a pair of cribs that have babies in there right now, and several times I've seen them like have the puffers back off, and the puffers like they don't really react to, like they're not fighting, like the cribs just kind of push them away, and cribs seem to care less about them than the Congo tetras, honestly. That's why I'm trying to get the Congo tetras out because they move around so fast. I think it makes the cribs a lot more nervous, so they're constantly chasing them off. Where the puffers, they move kind of slow, so the cribs, if they get close, they just kind of push them away. But you'll see that she's definitely picked this coconut cave, and that was her just chasing off a Congo tetra. I'm gonna back up a little bit again. So you get a bit more context of the scale that we're talking about here. Oh my God. Okay. I guess they has been eating a lot of snails. Jesus. That came out of nowhere. All right, we got another of the puffers here. And I'm not 100% sure how to sex them, but someone was telling me that the males really do have this slender kind of body thing, so I thought the difference was a little extreme. I think these have been dewormed twice because Jesse said he treated them and they were treated before he got them too. I'm sure I'll do it again as well, but um, I'm hoping that the skinnier ones are the males and the fatter ones are the females, and it's that just that simple. Because obviously I'll try to breed these eventually. So yeah, I do think it's. Oh, he found something to bite on the surface. What in the world? I don't know what. Oh yeah, yeah. This is the biggest one by far. Now, this puffer's going towards the corner. Uh, the cribs aren't. the crib pair, they're usually back behind this plant, or they'll bring their babies out to the front where this puffer is right now. And I gotta be honest, it was oh, look at that. Had to see they got their fry back there, and it wasn't even that close to where they have the babies. But you'll see that was just an easy push away from the crib male. Now he's back behind there. It's right behind that flower pot they like to collect the fry at. And just whenever someone gets too close, they just push them away a little bit. It's not really that big of a deal. This guy doesn't seem too bothered, walking off, looking for something to bite on the surface. And then again, now that we're back again for scale, just to get an idea for why I like this tank so much, it's just a lot going on. You got well, there's a lot going on, but it's not too much to keep up with. It's like you got the puffers roaming, you got one crib pair, maybe two, and I'll get the Congo tetras out of here. I think they just had too much chaos. Uh, like it might be fine now, but they're on the left side of the tank to stay away from the other pair. If this pair gets fry, then it's going to be a problem. The tetras are going to have nowhere to go. So I got to get them out of there. I've already gotten most of them. There's like 5 left. But yeah, back in that corner, that's where they're holding the fry. And I'm going to pause for a second just to check chat. But let me find. Okay, that's one puffer. There's another one. So you can see the size difference. Pretty significant between these two. That one's the biggest by far. But this one is a fatter body than the other smaller one we saw earlier. So I'm wondering if that's a female as well. And then let me see the chat. There's a picture on my post on my page of a Cornish. I've listed up a giant tank for one. I have a big Cornish in my 500G. Put a link or a mod. Yeah, subscribe to Jesse, guys. Come on. But I mean, I don't really know what else to say except that I'm forever grateful. Hopefully, I can give these guys a good life. Maybe breed them. We'll see. But 2 days in, I can already tell this is definitely one of those fish I'm very attached to emotionally. So that always makes me nervous because if I ever mess anything up, it's going to be devastating. But it's good that they're in a tank full of the other fish I care about the most because the cribs, I really have a super soft spot for. Um, I'll be keeping the Drachenfels as long as I possibly can. Also, since I got my first pair was wild caught, it kind of feels cool to be like, yeah, I got F1, I got F2, and keep track of that. Let's see if you found a snail to bite. Let's see. Nope, just the remains of snails you already killed. I could go in a little closer. Let's see. I'm hoping we get a bite. So they do have beaks. I was feeding them mealworms. They like eating the mealworms, but the problem with the mealworms is they stop moving in the water pretty quick. Sometimes it takes them a while. They lose kind of interest when it stops moving. It takes them a while to find them again. It's funny as I say that. Oh, and another thing that is interesting, which I like to pat myself on the back for, like, see, I made a biotope. But like, you see this like little interaction going on here. So like the mealworms are super hard. Not a lot can break through them. And when the puffers break through them and start ripping them up and spitting stuff everywhere, the cribs will come over and start eating the crumbs. And a lot of time, like we just saw with the snails, the puffers will kind of tear something up, hit it around, and then the cribs will come, or other smaller fish that can't break that stuff themselves will come and eat it up. So it's pretty cool. And you can kind of see what I'm talking about, how the cribs, they just don't really seem to mind them. I mean, these two, they're defending that territory, but they don't have fry. And you can see they definitely have that kind of understanding of each other's presence, which I think is pretty cool. Okay. So see, she's like, oh, perfect. It's dinner time. You're spitting the food everywhere. It's like kind of disgusting that you're eating food that this guy just spat, but I'm going a little closer. I'm going a little closer. Yo, she chases the killifish, but the pufferfish, she's just like, no, you're good, dog. Keep feeding me snail bits, please. Man, she's pretty. She is so pretty. And they seem to both posture at each other. I've seen someone say like, oh, the reason different cichlids like from different areas of the world, like they don't understand each other's body language. That's why it doesn't work as well. Don't know if that's true, but I'd like to tell myself like, see, these guys, they're both from West Africa. I'm sure there's a place where they're both potentially in the water, maybe, or some kind of crib is or has been in the past. Like they understand each other, but cribs definitely understand that the puffers provide access to food. That's for sure. I'm kind of hoping that the cribs come out with their babies because that'd be cool to see. But I don't know if we'll see it tonight. So you just get the puffers. You don't get the puffers plus the crib babies being herded. I'm sorry. Oh, it's a quick acceleration. And that was accelerating a little bit at this puffer. So that's interesting. A little bit of posturing. And wow, he's deciding that is too close. So he comes out, he postures, and the puffer turned around. So the cribs, they do not play around. When you got a good pair, which I've been waiting for these guys to get some F2s, this seems like a solid pair. I mean, they don't let anything over near their babies. And it's not extreme. Like it's not like they're chasing things across the tank, but they definitely will immediately get into position to be like, hey, this is not the right place, pal. So it's funny, these two puffers are in the front, the fatter ones, because earlier it's the skinnier ones that were near the front all day. And I was like kind of wondering if I should be concerned, but I think they just have a lot of stuff in the back to go towards. So let me check chat again. Just the way I have it set up, it's hard for me to do the camera and chat. I'm hoping you stay in one spot while I go do that, man. I gotta set the camera down. Oh, look at this. Come on, these are just cool scenes. Like seeing them side by side is kind of crazy. So one day when I actually film them and like make a video on them like a year from now, when maybe I know what I'm talking about a bit more, it'll be fun getting some cool footage. Ah! One second. The light went out. I gotta turn it back on. It's telling me I gotta check the chat. Hold up. Uh, oh, gee, that's amazing. Are you gonna keep it or sell it? Are there any others that know albino Cornish jacks? I never heard of them. Badass. There's three known in America. Money talks, bullshit walks. Everything for sale at the right price. Oh my gosh. Jesse, are your puffers conditioned for prepared foods? Including mealworms, according to Nick. I'm getting a few. Are they conditioned for prepared foods? Yeah, I haven't tried. Sorry. I haven't especially tried to feed them any prepared foods. I've been trying to feed them mealworms. Like I said, the only challenge is when the mealworms stop moving, they kind of lose interest, but I have gotten them to eat some. They definitely enjoy eating snails, but I forget where I read. I think there's just other foods I want to try with them for sure. That's all. I don't want to have to rely on feeding snails. I'd like to have a nice variety. I feel like the mealworms actually have hard enough shells that it could help wear down the teeth a little bit. But I have some other ideas on that. But I'm only 2 days in, so it's not like it's a little early for me to be coming up with ideas. Or I'm dumping all the snails I'm collecting from other places in here because I'm trying to get rid of snails in mass right now. Wow. Sheesh. All right, I'm gonna park the camera for a second. Actually, let me back it up. I'm backing up, backing up, backing up, backing up. Yeah, I like this tank a lot. And this was a tank I didn't like that much until recently. So, they like bloodworm cubes on occasion too, like yeah, the frozen ones. Sheesh. All right, guys, how we feeling? How we feeling? Good stream? Feel like that could be a good place. A good place. Oh man, I feel like I got so excited about the Clash. I put all the rest of my energy into there. But let me see, how do I close this off? Any last questions, comments, or concerns? I feel like this was a fun stream. Focused, we got our things, we hit the topics. I don't really want to show too much from the actual fish room tour with Jesse because I want that to be coming through when I do the video. What about the other fish you got? I'm gonna have to show them next time because I don't have my things set up where I can easily move over there. But I did post a picture of them on Facebook, and a lot of people, like I think Alex commented on it, and some other person commented on it. So the Diamond Tetra hype is definitely it's being tapped into. So I'll definitely show those fish next time. You know what my dumbass did? Lost my last male orange Austral. Bro, what? You bred all those Australs and only kept one pair or one male? That's crazy. That's crazy, but you're still the hottest up and coming hobbyist breeder. Come on. Don't forget where you came from. Um, yeah, we did the Dan's fish thing. Hopefully it is actually intended to be constructive criticism, so hopefully it's taken that way. It was nice getting some of your people's opinions, what you agreed on, we disagreed on. I was surprised some people seem to kind of already be on the same kind of mindset, so I feel like to me that kind of is like, okay, maybe I'm not too crazy about that. Um, maybe not too crazy. Some other people seem to kind of notice the same things I noticed. Good stream, nice sass, cute puffers. Yeah. And the Keystone Clash stuff was just really hyped for me. I just got pretty excited. So I think it'll be a really great event. I'm hoping a lot of my friends go and we just can have a good time, man. Just have a good time. That's what it's all about, right? So if there's nothing else, if that's really all that's on the table, no questions, no comments, concerns. Posting another video is my number one priority. So I don't know if I'll stream again until that happens. All right. So we'll see. That's my priority. I want to post a video. I want to post a couple videos, and I won't set a specific goal besides I want to post a video this month. But I really would like to up the video regularity. It's just the streams have been kind of fun, so I felt like you know. All right, guys. It's been nice. It's been fun. It's been entertaining. It's been humorous. It's been comforting. It's it's been a little encouraging. It's been a little inspirational. It's been a good time. And I appreciate everyone for stopping by. Jody, Jesse, Putu, Steve, of course, Christopher Junkin, Stephen P, Jenna P, coming through with the Keystone Clash Facts, Wasabi P, starting to question why there's so many people with the P's going on in the name. But that's another conspiracy theory for another time. Okay, okay. Couple of fish. I know you're in here. Bare Bottom Brand. I know you stopped by, man. I appreciate it. Even if you're trolling me. Toonie Loon, William, of course. Bougie, Bougie, of course. Bougie not happy with the bougie fish not having bougie prices anymore and consistently, and I get it. And piece of the shit. There you go. And thanks for the stream. No, thank you all for the stream. It's been a good time. It's always a pleasure. Uh, join the Discord, the In My Tanks Discord. Get in there. Stay connected. Let's share some photos. I've been posting more photos in there stuff. I did post some preview photos of some video stuff, and if I don't stream for a while, that's where you can directly harass me to stop being lazy. Sometimes people stop in here in the stream like, when's the next video? Imagine if you've been in the Discord harassing me about the video this whole time. You know, harassment works. So I should go look, huh? Yeah, maybe, maybe. But with that being said, this has been a good time. You guys are who you are, and who you've been, and this has been In My Tanks. Out.